So I'm going to ask for you to please start by letting us know your name and where you're from and what book have you written.
So my name is Megan Holman. I'm from Irmo, and I wrote a poetry book, and it's me telling my memoir, basically everything that I've been through from a child up until the time I turned 26, and how I overcame everything that I went through.
Thank you for sharing. Irmo, South Carolina. I actually know about Irmo because I went to high school in Irmo. So, fun fact. Ella escribió un libro de poemas hablando sobre varios retos que ha superado y pasos de la vida que ha pasado a través de. So my question to you is, when did you create the book, and what was the impact after making the book public?
So I started working on this book in 2022, and then it published in the May 14th of 2024. So the impact that it had was basically, my whole point was to make sure that I was impacting people's lives in different ways, and to make sure that people in life, when you go through different things, some people kind of feel like they're by themselves and they're really not. And then when they read a story or something that's similar to things that they've been through, then they realize, like, okay, I'm not alone, that somebody else has went through the same thing that I went through.
Ella explicaba la importancia de compartir la historia de algún reto en caso que alguien, pensando que sea solo en eso, no sea solo, porque está leyendo una historia similar a través del arte de las palabras en su poesía. Are you going to read any poems for us today? Okay, so en este momento ella va a leer un poquito de la poesía de ella. So here it is, the mic is yours.
So this is a poem I wrote called Sometimes It's Okay to Not Be Okay. Sometimes it's okay to not be okay. Let those tears fall and seek God. When he blesses you and makes you whole again, give him a head nod. Sometimes it's okay to not be okay, and you need someone to talk to. Let them know that they're not alone and they have you. Sometimes it's okay to not be okay and seek therapy. Talk to the therapist and take that trip up to Cherokee. Sometimes it's okay to not be okay and be left alone for a while. Store things away until you find your smile. So this poem is dedicated to all my coffee drinkers. If you don't know, I do love coffee. So this is a poem that I wrote about coffee. I love tasting how warm and hot you can be. I love coming back for seconds because it's just you and me. I love hearing the pot brew. I'm just waiting until you're done so I can admire the view. I love hearing the way you sound when I pour you in a cup. Once I put the creamer in, I'm like, yep. I love having some of you while I do my work. At the end of the day, when the night falls, you can rest assured that a hot cup of joe is my last call. And the last poem I'm going to read is Change Needs to Happen, and it needs to happen now. I remember growing up, hearing about violence here and there, and I knew in that moment it was something that wasn't fair. It seems like today that's all you hear about, whether it's on TV or coming from somebody's mouth. It's happening everywhere, not just in the South. There's a song by Lil Baby called The Bigger Picture. That song definitely put this into perspective. Hug your loved ones and try to protect them. A lot of people in today's world are focusing so much on negativity and worried about getting even. But first ask yourself, is that what my heart really believes in? Nobody tries to communicate anymore and often looks for a gun to solve the issue. I know that hurts, not knowing that will be the last time they kiss them. Every time I leave the house, I pray I make it home safe. I often think about those who don't and end up with a case. Let's come together instead of standing still, watching all these bodies lay on the ground and spill. Teach everybody, but most importantly, the young generation, on how violence has taken over the world and how to properly settle disputes. You don't want to end up on an obituary and everyone is paying tributes. Choosing violence over having a good, successful life is not worth it. Go to school and get a good education if you haven't heard it. We can all have a good change across the nation if we continue to protest, speak up, help people, advise people about therapy, and teach this generation properly. We can all soar scholarly.
Wow, clap it up for her. She just read 3 poems, what I consider realistic poems, which I think is really nice. Sometimes we're caught up in imagination, which I love. I love imagining things. But what I like about your poetry is that I can think about a specific situation while you're reading those, each of them, that can relate to something I've heard, something I've seen, or something I've experienced. So ella apenas leyó 3 poemas, son a mí realísticas, aunque me encanta imaginar, me gustó la forma que pude pensar de eventos de verdad mientras leía su poesía. Thank you so much for being here. Is there anything else you want to share before I pass the mic?
So I just want to say that I am proud of everybody that is here today and all the authors, and I want every author and each and everybody to know that if you can vision it, you can complete it.
Dice que está orgullosa de cada escritor que está aquí y que piensan que se vayan motivados, que si pueden soñar de algo, pensar en algo, pueden crearlo, puede hacerlo. You can do it. So thank you for those words of motivation. I appreciate you. Thank you for being here. Is your book, where can they find your book again?
It's on Amazon, and you can also buy it directly from me.
She has the books here. You can go to Amazon. Her table is right here in front, right in front of group therapy. They're not going to be here long, folks. The authors are here for now, but catching them while you can. Thank you so much for your time. Megan, feel free to have a seat. I appreciate you being here. Clap it up again for Megan. Aplauso para Megan. Tiene la mesa justo